Hey everyone, it's Joe and Kara with Paragon Pet Grooming School again, and we are here with essentially a bonus episode for all of you
Mhm.
mobile grooming business owner operators out there. The last, I hope what you've enjoyed. I hope that you've been able to enjoy the last 4 or 5 videos that we've walked you through. How do you build your business by preparing your business to build your future grooming professionals, right?
Mhm.
So just helping you sort of map this out and let you know what you and your student and your coach are all going to experience and how that's going to lift your business up. But what happens after you've graduated I guess they'd not be a student anymore, they're a graduate. So what happens?
Mhm.
What happens next? So that's what Kara and I are going to talk to you about in this particular episode. There's really 4 stages to talk about, right? And the very first one
Mhm.
is Kara, they've just graduated a level, whether they've graduated level 1 or level 2 or level 3. What do you do with that graduate now? As far as
You,
refining their skills and that stamina
yeah,
piece that you pointed out before.
yeah. Joe, you keep them grooming, keep them in the van, keep them with dogs, and keep building up. Each business is going to know what an appropriate schedule looks like, how many dogs they're scheduling per unit. But that student should be out there refining their skills and grooming. If that's level one, they're out there doing all of the bath dogs that they can and bath services. If that's level two, they're starting to build that book of business and that client base for full grooms in addition to, right, because they learn baths in level one, so they want to combine that and they want to build their stamina and refine their skills, and they want to keep learning. I mean, I groomed for 15 years, and there's still stuff for me to learn, and there will continue to be information and skill building, and skill refinement to learn. It never stops, which is an exciting thing about grooming itself. But you want them to build that stamina, you want them to refine those skills, and you want them to start building up to what works for your business in the amount of dogs that they can do in a day.
What do you expect from your business from your other groomers? And now
Mm-hmm.
some of you, this might be your first groomer, right? But if they are, then you might not have a coach, which we've already established back in a previous episode. You really do need to have a coach. But maybe you've hired somebody that had some level of skill
Mm-hmm.
that by enrolling them in one of the Paragon levels, either one or two or both, right? Maybe take advantage of a discounted bundle for them that they knew enough to get started, but not enough to be your ideal, right? Your ideal person, your operator, but maybe now they are. So they're refining the skills of the level that they just graduated, right? In order to get to that stamina. The other piece to this is enroll them in the next level, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's time. If they're a level 1 graduate, and let's say you even want them to sort of cement their skills for 30 days, but have a plan
Mm-hmm.
to keep them engaged through learning, right?
Yeah.
So because they want to keep learning, you want them to keep learning.
Right.
I think a big mistake, Kara, that we see sometimes employers will put too large of a gap in there
Mm-hmm.
between maybe let's say
Mm-hmm.
level 1 graduation and level 2 enrollment, and they
Yep.
lose that person because the person wanted to continue their education. They want to be a dog groomer, right? So
Yes.
for all of you employers out there, it's okay to have a little bit of a break, but I don't know that I'd
Mm-hmm.
recommend anything longer than maybe 30, 60 days tops, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's an
Mm-hmm.
eternity for somebody who has the motivation and desire to create this new career path for themselves. So
Yeah.
just something to keep in mind. So refining their skills in the graduated level that or the level that they just graduated from, getting them enrolled in the next level. But let's continue on that topic of building stamina because if you remember in one of the previous episodes, we talked about this Groominar network. They've got 12 months of unlimited streaming videos by all different skill levels, identified by skill levels, body parts, techniques, breeds, whatever. That's one really great way to build stamina and maybe even maybe even ask your student, maybe it's once a month or your graduate now, once a month to watch a video and give you a video book report on it, right? Like, why
Yeah.
did you pick that video? What did you learn that you didn't know before? And how are you going to put it to work for you? Right? So
Yep.
maybe that's a really great way to engage them. Kara, any other pro tips on using, refining the learned skills and rolling them in the next level or building that stamina through Griminar Network before we talk about, even the next steps for the overall business?
Joe, I think it's just what you said, and you have a student that came to you. They're just graduated. They're hungry to learn. They're hungry to grow, and just keep that environment for them. And we have resources. We have the Groominar Network. We have some other resources on our website for speed and efficiency, and just making sure that your student is thriving after graduation. So, keep pointing them to these resources and keep that hunger to learn and to grow going, and your coach can help do that. Again, that's why you picked your coach, because you want to build and maintain that culture of your fleet. And having your student just engage in these resources that we offer is really a great way to help them with that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, we're going to wrap this up with really a big kind of spoonful of reality, a real dose of reality is that you've now successfully graduated a student. We
Mm-hmm.
don't know how long that employee is going to stay with us. We are
Mm-hmm.
hopeful that that employee stays for several months, several years, but we
Mm-hmm.
don't know. Nothing is guaranteed. So I'm going to continue to urge all of you business owners out there to sort of embrace the reality that it's probably not likely that a year from now you're looking at the same set of faces that you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we always surprised when that happens to us? Well, let's not be surprised, sort of predict that. We'll be
Mm-hmm.
thankful if that doesn't happen, but let's sort of predict it and plan ahead. Maybe it's time, go find another rock star. Go
Mm-hmm.
find another student candidate that you start in level one, right? No experience, no problem. The triple A status employee, right? Attitude, attendance, and appearance. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes our staff lets us down and they fail at some of these things or the technical things that are necessary for them to perform their jobs. But you have planned ahead and you've
Mm-hmm.
got somebody coming up through the ranks that is right behind where somebody else is at, and maybe where that problem employee might be at, to be able to sort of backfill for openings. Let's talk about the positive side of that. Let's say you're keeping all of your staff. Wonderful. You're the awesomest boss ever, right? But now it's time to grow. Maybe you want to buy another vehicle, another
Mm-hmm.
van.
Mm-hmm.
You're already training that van's occupant, that van's groomer, right?
Yeah.
So don't stop. Keep the momentum, right? In that sail. Keep the wind in the sail. It's because when you lose momentum, you lose business, you lose clients, you lose opportunity. Certainly lose sleep over it, right? All right. But here's the best part. Sometimes your newest graduates become your future coaches even.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
you're just sort of you're creating this self-fulfilling growth mechanism inside your business versus
Mm-hmm.
losing momentum and stopping and starting and stopping and
Yep.
starting over and over again. So,
Yep.
Sarah, thank
Yep.
you for your collaboration through this process of providing these videos. I can promise everybody out there that Kara and her team are not only willing, they're ready and they're excited to support you and your students and your coaches. So we look forward to celebrating many, many successes with you in the future. Thanks for watching this video series. We hope you found it helpful.
Bye, everyone.